It's Singapore Management University's 20th birthday, and President Halimah Yacob, who is SMU's patron, celebrated with about 5,000 students, staff and alumni. SMU, the third university to be set up in Singapore, has committed itself to innovation, breaking new ground and engaging the community to create a meaningful impact. President Halimah was shown various initiatives to support this, with one of the focus areas being sustainability. SMU is also developing entrepreneurship programs and incubating startups.
And joining us to share her thoughts and insights on how Singapore Management University has transformed over the past 20 years is President of SMU, Professor Lilly. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So tell us then the biggest changes you've seen with SMU over the past 20 years.
SMU started very much as an undergraduate institution. In the year 2000, we were privileged to have the use of the Bukit Timah campus, but it was essentially an undergraduate university. Over the years, we've grown tremendously to become a fully research-intensive university with a range of research programs, with postgraduate programs in both the master's and PhD spaces, and very importantly, contributing to continuing education. And so the suite of skills training programs, executive education programs now are very much a part of the entire plethora of programs that we have.
Professor Kong, heritage is such an important part of the SMU story. Tell us how it's shaped education for the students over the years.
You know, when SMU was started, the prevailing pedagogy or approach to teaching and learning was the large faceless lecture theatre, where happiness for a young student was someone to go to lunch with. And today, we continue the kind of pedagogy that we adopted, which broke with tradition at that point in time, which was to focus very much on the small, interactive, seminar-style approach to teaching and learning. And so that kind of innovation at that particular point in time allowed us to develop students and graduates who are known to be more articulate, more confident, more willing to question, because they've had the opportunity in the classroom to present, to interact, to discuss. And we hold on to that even in this day of technology and technological development. So where there are courses that are put on online and, you know, massive online courses, etc., we hold on to the belief that our heritage is about that interactive learning.
And participating for the students as well.
Absolutely.
And with that in mind, then, what benefits does that bring to the students that pass through SMU to learning it that way?
I think, as I said, our students are very confident and comfortable in engaging in conversations, in discussions, in being able to present. And that communication skill, I think, is something that sets the SMU graduate apart. The other dimension I do want to emphasize is that at the start of the university, one of the things that the pioneers, as we call them, did was to say how important it is for the university to be engaged with the community. We've all too often heard about the divide between town and gown, and the university was deeply committed then, as it is now, to be engaged with the community, to be contributing back to the community. And so we have an abiding set of values about making meaningful impact and community engagement.
So you mentioned that SMU has online courses, there's interactive learning there as well. As we move towards this smart nation status that we're aiming for, how is SMU leveraging on technology and innovation moving forward?
So we think about innovation in at least one of two ways. First of all, when we think about innovation, we think about it in relation to entrepreneurship, startups, young, vibrant people with interesting ideas, and we absolutely do that. We have a brand new building that's just opened last week, and we have incubator space there. And if we had more time, I'd say a whole lot about some of the startups that we've incubated that have really made impact on the community. But we think of innovation not just in terms of the startups or the scale-ups and so forth. We also think about innovation and entrepreneurship as a culture, a value that cuts through what we do in the university. So whether it's in terms of curriculum or new pedagogical approaches, we're constantly encouraging our colleagues to say, it doesn't matter whether you're 2 years old or 20 years old, keep innovative, keep that pioneering spirit.
And I suppose that is what you hope is going to stand the graduates that from SMU when they go into the working world.
Absolutely. So what we hope we live in our daily lives in terms of being an innovative university and an entrepreneurial university. We hope that that is part of the DNA of our graduates.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that with us.
It's a real pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Professor Lilly Kong, President of Singapore Management University.